Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. Got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the belly our parents. It's time to rise, don't get wary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh been Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise to Yah.
Peace and greetings. Presenting the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, providing in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, bringing you truth messages of inspiration, keen insight, reputable interviews, and so much more. So now, for the truth you've been waiting for, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
Grand rising and peace and greetings. Welcome to Faith Over Fear Friday. And I do apologize, people. I was supposed to come on at 7 a.m., but I was up late last night working and getting things done. So I had to get some rest and I overslept a little bit. But I'm up. I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to do the thing. Let's do it. Shout outs to all the people that are joining me on this live broadcast early this morning. Wow, y'all in the chat room quick. I appreciate that very much. Today's episode is episode 88, Real, Recognize, Real. And, you know, this is a really good topic to talk about this morning on Faith Over Fear Friday. Now, just to let y'all brothers and sisters know, this will be my last morning show, unless I do something sporadic, you know, like on a weekend or on a weekday. But for right now on the schedule, this will be my last morning show at 7 a.m. like I was doing all this month. Now that we're going into the month of May, I will only be doing shows on the regular scheduled broadcast, how I used to have it, which would be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The good thing, brothers and sisters, is that I'm going back to my 5-day-a-week schedule. As many of you know, I only changed my schedule for the month of April because I have the TV channel coming out in May. And I don't know what day I'm going to release the TV channel. Hopefully it'll be by the 15th. But if I have to wait a little bit longer, then I will. But the channel Roku will be going out next month. And that's why I needed this time to get certain things situated. have a new logo, people, that I'll be receiving today. I'll be sharing that for the month of May. I'm going to have a new splash video and logo for the Network of Awareness. And that's going to be for TV, not for the podcast. So the logo you see for the podcast will remain the same, but I will have networkofawareness.tv logo. And it's going to look real nice. It's going to be a splash video, just like how, you know, how Netflix has their logo pop up in the beginning of when you turn on your, you know, when you turn it on and you're about to watch your movies and the end flashes on the screen and it goes, do-do-do-do. I'm going to have something very similar to that. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about the Roku channel coming out and the new website, which will be networkofawareness.tv site. So many good things to come for the month of May and for the month of June. Shout outs to Alkaline J. Shout outs to Crystal. Shout outs to my Queen Letta. And shout outs to all the brothers and sisters that will be joining a little bit later, trickling in, and those that are listening around the world. Peace and favor to all of y'all. Keep your head up, and we're gonna talk about real, recognize real today. And we're in a time where real needs to recognize real because we're in the days of revelations, man. Things are fast. The vibration and the frequency is raising up and it's speeding up what we perceive as time. But as many of you know, there is no such thing as time, but our perception makes it real to ourselves. But there is no such thing as time. But because of the perception and the level of frequency that's increasing around the world and the vibration that is speeding things up, time is just moving by really fast. So, with that being said, let's listen to a quick song where I talk about that briefly. And I'll be right back. I'm going to drink me some alkaline water to start my morning off right. And then we'll get this show started. In the meantime, let's get it popping with Can't Stop Now.
Peace, brother. I don't have a lot of time, Take. They got the dogs on me. You know, they really trying to get me to take this science appliance, brother. And you know I'm not doing that, man.
Oh, where you at?
Not doing it. I'm in an undisclosed location right now. Up in the nature spot near that cabin I used to go to. But they got the dogs tracking me. They got the satellites. So they eventually gonna get here. I got it barricaded, you know what I'm saying? Because the only way I'm taking that jab is if I'm in a bag, brother. So Take, I just want to tell you this before anything else happens, and I want to get this out to you and let you know. Alright, brother, Take, they're at the door. I gotta tell you, just listen, brother, just listen.
Now it's time to get out your own way. Allow Yahweh, today is your day to amaze in many ways. Cause it's just another phase in this infinite space where Yah be giving us grace. I'm working the race with diligent praise, unwavering faith. I'll be damned if I stray from Yah's will and embrace. Man sealed his fate with his ignorant ways. The world is disgraced, vibration has raised at a very fast pace. I'm present today in high frequency waves. No more being enslaved, all praise to Yahweh. A Hebrew warrior from the land of the brave. From the cradle to the grave to my very last day. Send a serpent to his cave, God favored my way. Never fearful or timid, it was written and given. No religion, division can stop a messenger that's fulfilling his mission.
They only get worse before they get better, but the storm ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold, but I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now, I can't stop now.
Hey, I can't stop and won't stop, I gotta keep propelling. Final destination is a room in the heavens. Diligence and militance, his will is my medicine. I can live without a half, but his love is my everything. COVID is on the road, got the world on its toes. So many sheep with their eyes closed.
Hey sir, would you like to take the jab?
Man, kiss my ass, stop living by what the news told you. You got injustice, brutality saturating the streets, blood spilling for no reason, thanks to the police. Meanwhile, syringes are being taken with speed. Can't do it, you ain't sticking no vaccination to me. Despite all the chaos, I still manage to stay on the right path. Gotta keep my focus and my faith strong.
All day long.
Let spiritual music play on. All the honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh.
Things will only get worse before they get better. But the storm ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold, but I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now, I can't stop now.
Can't stop, I won't stop. 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 Can't stop, I won't stop.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
The informationalist.
How you doing?
So, Grand Rising, brothers and sisters. Shout outs to all the people putting out positive intentions around the world, and welcome to the Network of Awareness. I'm your host, owner, and founder of the Network of Awareness, or the Informationalist. So, people, real recognize real. Today is April 29th. It is approximately 8:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the Sunshine State of Florida. I'm in the Tampa Bay area, broadcasting to you folks. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening or morning. And, you know, this thing with real, recognize real, I think is very much needed to discuss this morning. So let's get it popping. Now, I am going to cover some new segments. But before I do, let's talk about this. You know what I mean? And we'll get it squared away. We're in a time right now where there's a lot of fake things going on. There's a lot of propaganda increasingly. I mean, we've always had propaganda in the United States since its inception, right? I mean, it is what it is. But that propaganda that's always been here is now on steroids. It's everyday, consistent. That's why if you are a person in my position where you have a platform like a YouTube channel, if you're a podcaster, if you're somebody who is a content creator, there's really never a dull moment. So if you're like a podcaster and you don't have something to talk about, when it comes to just life in general here in the United Serpents of America or somewhere else around the world, it's like, I don't know what you're doing, because there's always something to talk about no matter what, because there's like a gabillion things happening all at the same time, right? All at the same time. There's a lot of things happening and there's always something to talk about. But the reason why real recognize real and is so important in these days and times is because you have a lot of fake things that are being presented to us on a regular basis. And because we live in an egoic society, people, our peers, are becoming more and more fake. People are not really recognizing real because there's only really 1/3 of the world's population that is real, because 2/3 of the world's population is real fake. Now, speaking on that, we're going to have an in-depth, very spiritual conversation tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be putting out the promo. I'm going to be having Letta, the boss nurse, come on to the show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me. And the show is going to be called, Are You Faithing It or Are You Faking It? And I know you brothers and sisters know I come out with some good titles for my show. Been doing it since day one, but this particular title that's going to be for episode 89 tonight, that was all Letta. All right, so we're going to have an in-depth conversation about faithing it and faking it. So I hope that you brothers can tune in tonight, and sisters, to hear Sister Letta make her comeback appearance onto the show. The last show she did was episode 162. But this Real Recognized Real this morning, I want to say something to everybody. If there's real people in your life, people that are true and blue, people that stick by you, people that have shown you mad love, people that got your back, people that really care about you and have your best interest in mind, show them some love today. Show them some love. Give them a hug. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that, you got their back too, because we're slowly but surely going into a time where things are going to get pretty bad. And I'm going to present some of that information a little bit later on the news segments, because the economy is not looking too well and it is dwindling down. There is a steady decimation, a slow recession happening, in here in the United States, because of the inflation, because of the pandemic, because of the treacherous conspiratorial moves that are being made by the Biden administration. It just is what it is. This is probably one of the worst administrations in regards to the propaganda, because they're hitting us at all different angles, And it's crazy because while we're going through this money problems and recession, you got an administration trying to send billions and billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. It doesn't even make sense, but it does. Once you know and you understand this truth and you understand how this country, which is really a corporation, I got to stop saying country because it's really a corporation. And the CEO, which is, President Biden, is really, making things happen when it comes to deceit and deception. All right. But it is written, so shall it be done. And we give all our praise to the Most High, because the Most High is always in control. And there is no fear, because we have faith. And faith, like I always say, it's a supernatural power, believe it or not. But definitely give respect to those that are real with you. I want to give a shout outs to some of my closest friends. I don't have many, but I want to give a shout out to some of my closest friends that I've been friends with for over 25 years now. It's, shout outs to my boy Lincoln. Shout outs to my brother Orlando. Got Orlando, Lincoln. Shout outs to Chung. I know you listening, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all, man. Those three friends have, always been true and to the core. Shout outs to Billy as well. Shout outs to Billy Izzy, man. That's another brother of mine. Those are people that really, my friend Orlando, he's been friends with me since 5 years old. Can you believe that? I've had a friend since 5 years old that has never done me dirty. Never. I mean, this has been, we were born a day apart. All right. I was born on January 18th, 1978. He was born January 17th. And we literally lived 2 houses away from each other in the Bronx. and we grew up to each other. I love my brother dearly. And then my brother Chun, he's been friends with me since high school, since we was like 18 years old. Same thing with Lincoln. I'm a little older than Lincoln. He's in his late 30s. Soon, I think he might be in his 40s now, or about to be in his 40s. But, if it wasn't for my boy Lincoln, when I first started the show, I wouldn't even had no production. I would have had no beats. You would have heard nothing, So I really do appreciate my brother Lincoln as well. And then also Billy Izzy. Billy Izzy and I think we've been friends for like 10 years or something like that. I mean, it goes by so fast, I lose track. But definitely a real brother to me. And these are people that they're real, man. You have to recognize real people. I think sometimes we get a little complacent in recognizing the real because it's so real. It brings comfort to us. Usually the people we pay more attention to, believe it or not, are the haters. Now, don't get it twisted. We need haters. We need like, for example, I know some of y'all know about the friend that I had that I never really mentioned his name at all, where we used to do music together. This was my partner in music since 18 or 19 years old. And, I had to cut him out like a bad habit, Same thing with Sister Letta. Like she had a friend she had to cut off that she's really been cool with for a long time. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Certain people just need to be let go because their realness has fizzled out. And we're in a time right now where we have to maintain a very disciplined spirit and mentality on how we approach things in this world, because real fake can cost you it can cost you some real circumstances in life. It can really take a toll on you. It can cost you your life. It could cost you your livelihood. It could cost you having a positive well-being. And that's why it's so important that we do that, and to the brothers and sisters that follow me faithfully on this network, and consistently, y'all real too. And I want to recognize y'all for that. I want to recognize people like Sister Crystal, who's been sticking this out with me for a pretty long time, in the time that I've been doing this. Same thing with Brother Jacob. Appreciate you, brother, following my show and supporting all my content. I want to give a shout out to Brother Kyle. You know what I'm saying? Brother Kyle's supported my show more than most people have on multiple levels. I also obviously want to give a shout out to it's kind of weird saying it because I haven't said it in a long time, but I want to give a shout out to my lady, my girlfriend, or my woman, my queen is Sister Letta, right? Queen Letta, because she's been one of my biggest supporters on multiple levels too for quite some time. And that's really how we got to know each other. She got to know me better than most. I talk about it with her sometimes where she knows me more than most people before we decided to be together. Just like you, brothers and sisters. And shout outs to Sister Cherish too, because even though you're a newcomer to this and you're a very young lady, you could be my daughter. I do appreciate your love and support, sister. So thank you. I didn't forget you. I see you there. But it's one of those things where I was telling Letta, when I started this podcast, I'm very transparent. Now, granted, I don't tell you people everything about my life because I just won't ever do that. But I do say a lot, I don't really have a lot of filtering. You know what I mean? I'm pretty straight up with it. I'm like old dirty bastard. I give it to you raw. And that's the only way I know how to be, because I'm the type of man that I don't really sugarcoat. I don't sugarcoat anything. What you see is what you get. And when I was explaining this to Letta, like, it's like a lot of you people that listen to my show, present day, and this is a fact, people, y'all know me better than my own family. Okay. People that listen to my show actually know, Aura, present day, better than his own family. All right. Which, a lot of people know me as Reggie, but that's a fact, man, because I've shared, my first actual official episode aired in June of 2020. And matter of fact, I'm going to look that up too while I'm talking. I'm going to scroll down just to see the exact date of the very first episode, because I actually published episodes in March and I deleted them. So I have over 300 episodes. It's just that several episodes I deleted. Why? Because I was really stuck in fear more than faith. And my faith had to overcome the obstacle of the fear. And I'm going to tell you why. You always hear me say that Satan is real. The dark forces are real. This cabal of these Khazards are real. And spiritually, there was forces working against me to make me not want to do this, to put the fear in me not to do this. And that's why I always stress to you, brothers and sisters that want to do your podcast, want to do content creation, want to start your own businesses, sell your products, whatever it is you want to do, right? Like shout outs to Brother Vito. He was saying he wanted to do a podcast from his barbershop, because the brother's a barber. And I think it's important that we overcome, because if we don't overcome the fear, then procrastination takes its course. And then procrastination becomes complacency in fear. And what I mean by that is that we all want to do certain things that we know our spirit is compelling us. And if our spirit is compelling us to do those things, then that means that it's coming from the Most High. And we all know that the Most High doesn't make any mistakes. So if it's being compelled in your spirit, it's because it really is that great. But the way fear works and these dark forces, it makes you, wants you to believe that you are incapable of making it happen. And that's why most people fall to the wayside and never start something that's going to be meaningful and take them to the next level in their life. And they wind up becoming complacent in the procrastination. So I'm looking here, my first episode, June 9th. 2020. So in another month or so, okay, and it's really funny how that's that date, but in another month, I will actually be podcasting for 2 years in another month or so. So that's interesting. June 9th, 2020 was the first episode that aired. What a great time to be alive was the episode. And I say that because, this is one of the things that we have to focus on every day is staying real to ourselves, recognizing real. And another thing, because this thing has multiple purposes, this title. So let me give you another one, another meaning to it, another analogy, so to speak. We have to recognize the real within ourselves. We have to recognize the Most High every day. When we wake up, we got to give our praise to the Most High for allowing us to be alive in these bodies, in these physical, biological temples that are temporary. But we got to give praise to the Most High. That's recognizing real. Because there ain't nothing realer in this entire universe than the Most High. Nothing. So keep that in mind too. Make sure that you are recognizing the Most High that's within you. Because that's why I always say, don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is within you. It's very important because life is short. Physical life is very short. It's a blip on the radar. It is a temporary experience. and we have to recognize that realness is something to be cherished and focused upon every single day of our lives. We have to be appreciative. I had given a shout out to some people up in Yashkara Worldwide yesterday about, if you're somebody who hasn't been, given the science appliance and you haven't taken it, you should feel good about that. You should give all praise to the Most High, because that means that your blood ain't looking like straight, strawberry cherry jello. Okay? Be grateful for that. There's a lot of people walking around with jello in their veins. And I'm not joking. I know it sounds a little funny, but they're walking around with jello. There's some jello walking around people out here. And those same people can't donate blood at any blood bank. I was thinking of doing that myself. I was thinking about donating some blood, getting a couple of dollars and just going through the experience. I'm still contemplating that. But then again, I don't know if I want to expose myself. They're going to be like, he hasn't taken the fee. We got to get him. But all praise to the Most High, right? We're protected. So we have to recognize the real. But also, too, when it comes to your relationships, appreciate those people. If you're married, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm soon going to be, recognize your partners, man. Recognize your significant other and let them know that you appreciate their realness. If you got friendships that have been, like faith that's unwavered, where it's just been really like a friendship that's been very meaningful and rewarding, that has brought a phenomenal amount of great substance into your life, recognize those people, man. Get them a little gift. You know what I'm saying? Take them out to lunch or dinner or breakfast, because I know it's pretty early in the morning. Do it, man. Because you never know. You never know when the wind's going to blow, meaning you never know when you're going to leave this place. So why not recognize those that are real while you have the opportunity to do so? I know I am. I know I tell the people that I love, all the time. I tell them I love them. I think I need to do it more than I have been. Right? And shout outs to my brother Take One, right? Because brother Take One has been one of the realest. If it wasn't for him, I don't know if I'd have been doing music again. When I heard Brother Take One put out the music, because I've been listening to Brother Take One for years on Yasha's show, but I knew I was going to work with him right after I heard the music. I knew it. I was like, oh, he's elevating. Okay, I could rock with him. Not that he was bad or anything. I just knew that he was an artist that was still trying to evolve in his style of MC. And then, of course, I can't forget to give a shout out to my other brother, Oxakat from Alpha Talk Series and Lion's Den. So, these are the two brothers that are rocking with me hard on the Network of Awareness and soon Network of Awareness TV. That's my team right there. How we got Team Yahweh? Well, that's my team. That's Team NOA all day. That's Team Noah right there. So shout outs to those two brothers as well. And shout outs to all the people that have come into my life that are listening to the show. I have friends, that have been really good to me. Shout outs to my friends like Lorna. Shout outs to my friend Stephanie. And shout outs to my friend Chungi's sister, who's been like a sister to me for over 26 years. Shout outs to Maria. And it's very important that we recognize real, because there's just so much fake, man. I can't stress that enough. There's so much fake. And y'all know, a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about, because you experience it every day you go out here, especially here in the United Serpents of America. There's a lot of fake people, right? there's this old white man, right, that he walks every morning. I'm probably not going to see him this morning because I usually walk my dog earlier than this time. But every time I'm walking my dog, he gets all mad because he feels like my dog shouldn't be on the sidewalk walking with me. It's crazy. And he's always shaking his head like he always does. And he's just a real fake dude. You know, sometimes when he shakes his head, I'll make little comments to him. I'm not going to tell you what I say to him, but I make little comments and he just stays quiet, you know, because I'm the type of person, and I noticed in my older years, I have very little patience for ignorance. I'm really quick to pop off for any type of ignorant situation, especially if you're trying to bring me some drama. I'm going to pop off very quickly. I'm going to nip it in the bud, and I'm going to let you know that I'm not the one, you know? Yeah, I've seen, Brother Kyle, thank you for that. I've completely forgot. How can I forget? How can I forget my little guy who's not so little? How can I forget my 90-pound beast, my 90-pound king boxer mixed with pit bull, my dog Link? That's right. Can't forget my dog Link, man. You know, because that dog, let me tell you something. My dog is 5 years old, soon to be 6 years old in June. No, his birthday is in August 19th. Yep. So my dog will be 6 years old in August 19th. And I'm going to tell you something about my dog. That dog was sent to me by the Most High. Nobody can convince me otherwise, because when I was going through the motions with my daughter, I would have, you know, I don't think I would have been able to have found any type of peace of mind if it wasn't for that beautiful dog that the Most High sent me to bring love into my life in a time of constant turmoil with my daughter. You know what I mean? And my daughter is going to be 20 now, and I don't even know where she is, to be honest with you. Like, we don't talk. I think she's here in Florida, you know, with her boyfriend or whatever, but I don't know. You know, hopefully one day she'll reach out to me again, because she kind of cut me off, but I kind of made it final when I was following her on social media, and I was very disappointed, but I still love my daughter. But that dog gave me so much peace during that. I mean, he still brings a lot of peace and love and joy to my life every single day. But at those times when I needed it the most, you know, that dog was just loving me no matter what, man. So thanks for that, Brother Kyle. And thanks for that video you sent me on, that was on Facebook about the two little brother pit bulls that lost their father in an accident. I thought that was a beautiful story, man. Really touched my heart to see those dogs like that. You know, especially now that I'm a dog owner after, 18, 19 years of not having a dog. I didn't think I was going to ever have a dog again. But that's the whole thing about recognizing real. And it's interesting because I always recognize my dog in the morning. You know, I always tell my dog that I love him. I give him a kiss and a hug. And it's just a bond. Like, my dog knows. My dog can read my thoughts. I'm telling you, like, there's things I be thinking and he just knows it and does it. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm feeling a certain way, he'll come up to me and just, rub up against me and start wagging his tail. It's a wonderful feeling. My dog has gotten me to not be so rigid and so cold and calculating like I used to be. Because there was a time where I didn't give a crap about anything. I just wanted to lash out. And I felt like the world was against me, But you live and you learn and you recognize what's real in your life and you appreciate it, because real recognizes real. And as long as real recognizes real, things will stay real in your life, in a world where we're constantly being bombarded with fake. And that's why it's important to have faith, because the faith will help you to recognize what's real And that which is the most important, real before anyone or anything else, is the Most High. That's why it's important that we do that. And our faith makes it easier for us to recognize that which does matter opposed to that which doesn't matter. Okay? And with that being said, let's take a quick intermission. I'm going to play a song here, play a spin. And this is from, this is one of my favorite songs, people. This is from Brother Take and D Nice. It's called The Interview, and we'll be right back.
You think you'll ever be able to get to that point? Or do you think for the rest of your rap career, you're still gonna just always be in that aggressive mode? What's your take on that?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just live for today. I just can't really, see the future. I mean,
You are now
hopefully if I have
tuned
more
in to
good
the
days,
network of
I'll rap,
awareness.
more serene.
All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. It gets hard, but I won't quit, 'cause I know the Lord's made me strong. You can't run, you can't hide, 'cause life is still gonna always be there. All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong.
I understand, and I really get it. I understand, everybody's different. I understand upbringings can be rough. Not everyone was raised with privilege. I understand everybody's cards are different. I understand everybody's got a mission. Your life wasn't even your decision. You were just stitched up, born, raised, and placed in this position. Sounds unfair, you didn't get a say, but Yahweh makes no mistakes. You might resent it, but your life plays a role in a big picture Yah has made. So whether you were raised wealthy or poor, there's no mistake as to why you were born. Don't be ashamed, don't be so torn. Learn to embrace that you're better than the norm.
All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. It's hard, but I won't quit, 'cause I know the Lord's made me strong. You can't run, you can't hide, 'cause life is still gonna always be there. All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it because I'm just gonna do it. Here, no, that's bullshit, because that's not what state of mind I'm in. So if I be in a better state of mind, then yeah, but right now I'm just like all over the place.
Everything that I say, it's never been a lie. All the pain I endure, it made me wanna cry, 'cause it hurt deep inside. It pains me every day, it pains me every night. How much I gotta fight to keep myself alive. Can I take a break from shit? In a minute, I'm just gonna lose it. I don't wanna live like this. Self sound much better. I could get out the way, no suicide. Somebody gotta take me. I'm a battle to the end, guarantee never been a coward in this. Just fear restricted, better pay attention what I gotta say. It's authentic. A lot of people cannot do this transparent. It's a difference, has to manage. Spread it out to the planet. Knows me on a personal tip. Gotta be straight from the hip. Total darkness, I don't want a part of it. Believe what I say, I want positive energy. Never want, I need a little bit of peace. I really wanna show all 32 teeth. Got a beautiful smile, it's been a while. I'm a really nice guy when I see you. High five, only thing keeping me calm when I praise Yah. When I praise Yah.
All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. It gets hard, but I won't quit, 'cause I know the Lord's made me strong. You can't run, you can't hide,
think that you'll be able to outgrow this, this state of mind, of like, darkness and not, being able to, I guess, put more positive energy in your music. And I'm not saying that your music is not positive, but I'm just making a point, like the state of mind that you're in, like as you're making this music, instead of, being always angry all the time, which, I mean, like I said, it's in your right, but still, like, being able to rap from a more positive state of mind, like, just more blissful, you know what I mean? And not so much, I guess, hurt and anger inside, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's better for you, man. It's for your own benefit, it's for your own sanity. And, yeah, I definitely think you'll get there, at some point.
Tell my friend. Yeah. Only time will tell. But
yeah.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Make me a nightmare for people like you. Make me a nightmare for people like you.
And we are back. So Real, Recognize Real, episode 88 of season 3 here on the Network of Awareness. So speaking of Real, Recognize Real, why is this so important? Because there's a lot of real fake. There's a lot of real fake going on. And what I mean by fake, we're talking about the propaganda that's going on here in the United Serpents of America. And speaking of that, why don't we go to the real fake? So let's get into it. Check this out.
Vaccine for the youngest Americans may soon be over. Moderna today says it's asking the FDA to greenlight its vaccine for children under 6. Approval of the 2-dose shots would extend COVID protection to the last group of currently ineligible Americans, the very young. Delays in fielding a vaccine for young kids have proven frustrating for many parents, especially as more Americans drop their guard against the virus. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics,
now, you brothers and sisters know this is why I do what I do. When it comes to this, I do not take, when I do these segments, don't think that I'm telling you that you should be watching the news, because that's the last thing you should be watching. I do this for educational purposes only. And I find great joy, believe it or not, when I do, because I find a lot of this information to be very comical, but it's important that we understand the propaganda in its entirety. So you heard what he said. You have to realize that the meds, being the media, especially when it comes to this country, the commercial media, their whole job is to lead you astray from who you truly are and from what's really going on. But something that Lester said that makes a lot of sense in regards to all of this propaganda is that many Americans are dropping their guard against the virus. That is a fact. And they want you to drop your guard. That's why you have these mask mandates being lifted, okay? Because they want you to drop your guard. And then they can bring forth the next, tactic to pursue and complete and finalize their Agenda 21 by the year 2030. So just, understand that that's what that means, dropping the guard so that you can become comfortable again. And then they're going to hit you with another whammy, and there is going to be another shutdown. It's only a matter of time. Okay, brothers and sisters, it's coming. They're just trying to figure out how to unleash it because they're talking about all these variants that are coming into the fold and all that. And now they want to, continue to pursue after it wasn't approved, after it was being held back. They really want to pursue inoculating your children. And I'm going to stop telling people to not do it because you know what? If you want to get your children inoculated, knock yourself out, man. I mean, if you haven't figured things out as a parent by now, then I don't know. There's something definitely wrong with you. And all I can say is that probably is because the Most High is not with you.
COVID cases in younger children have increased by 43% over the last 2 weeks. Moderna says trials suggest its vaccine is less effective.
Also, ask yourself, how do they know it's increased by 43%? How would you know that? Unless you have people because put it like this. If you cough, you may have COVID. If you sneeze, you may have COVID. If you have a fever, you may have COVID. Everything is COVID now. It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I got, I got some hemorrhoids. Oh, you might have COVID. Oh yeah. I got some boogers in my nose. Oh yeah, man. You might have COVID. Hey, you know what? I've been passing gas a lot. I've been farting all day. Oh man, that might be that COVID. Oh man. I got too much earwax. I've been developing a lot of earwax lately. Oh, man, you might have COVID. Oh, man, I just got another cavity in my mouth. Oh, man, you might have COVID. And it's just like, this is the narrative now, where it's like anything that's been happening to human beings since the beginning of human life, when it comes to illness and dis-ease, now might be this one specific thing. And if you can't see how that is probably the biggest propaganda ever, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just grateful that me, myself, and I are not anything. You know what I'm saying? I have allergies. And by the way, speaking of my allergies, I haven't taken Zyrtec in 3 months, people. In 3 months, your brother has not taken a Zyrtec pill. And that was the only pharmaceutical that I was taking. All praise to the Most High. Let's continue.
Effective than the adult version, but does well preventing severe illness. Stephanie Gosk has more on today's announcement.
A year and a half after the first COVID-19 vaccine for adults was authorized, Moderna now says it has a version for children ages 6 months through 5 years old that is safe and provides robust protection.
When we look at effectiveness, we see excellent level of antibody in these children.
The vaccine is 2 shots taken 4 weeks apart, 25% of the adult dose. The company says it is 51% effective for ages 6 months to 2 years and 37% for ages 2 through 5. Those numbers only tell part of the story, according to a doctor who helped conduct the trial.
There was no severe disease or hospitalizations
bought and paid for
within the trial, but we did see some infections.
Anne Rodriguez enrolled her twin 4-year-olds in part to protect vulnerable adults in the family.
It was really important for us to get our kids vaccinated as soon as we reasonably could.
But a majority of parents of young children appear much more tentative.
Oh, I'm not sure. I might wait for some other kids to get it first.
I think it's not necessary at this moment.
Only 28% of kids ages 5 to 11 have gotten 2 doses of the vaccine. The FDA could authorize Moderna's pediatric vaccine as early as June. The CDC says 75% of children 17 and younger have contracted COVID. Medical experts recommending even children who are infected with Omicron should be vaccinated.
Number one, we don't know how long infection-induced immunity lasts. And number two, vaccines don't just protect against the variant that they had. They can protect against future variants.
And now, after
this hussy, my bad, people. If you was hearing a little echo, it's because I have my speakers, my mixing speakers on, but I turned them off now, so you're not going to hear that in the background. But let's stop it right there. People, you know, just because these are going out to all the other platforms, I'm not going to say too much on this, but I think it speaks for itself that the agenda is very much well alive, people. We're almost halfway done in the year of 2022. And since March of 2020, people, this very thing has not gone nowhere. And what I mean by gone nowhere is that they are, even when we started focusing on Russia and Ukraine, they were still pushing this as they have been. And they're coming for your children, people. So you have to be circumspect and be able to recognize real, because only real can recognize real.
a long wait, the youngest among us may soon get that protection.
So, Stephanie, what about Pfizer? Will they be looking for a similar emergency use authorization for their pediatric vaccine?
Yeah, Lester, they will. They're expected to ask for that EUA in the spring, and their dosage is less than Moderna, but the course is 3 shots instead of 2. Lester?
Stephanie Gosk with that news tonight. Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it, people. Put it like this, man. There's so many people. Some of you may even, matter of fact, I know a lot of you know people. There's so many people that have been affected by this, man. And it's interesting how big tech has really just, censored everybody. There's so many people that have posted stuff on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and TikTok, and they're just getting pulled. I know for a fact. Matter of fact, this episode might get pulled by YouTube because I'm distributing this episode to YouTube. It was probably a mistake, but who cares? But I want to keep my YouTube. I set up a new one because when I do my live stream yards to y'all brothers and sisters, you can log in through YouTube. That's the only reason I'm doing it, because this will be my 8th account that I set up. And so now it's set up, so this is being distributed, but I do it for that purpose so that when I do my StreamYard, it can go on StreamYard and it gives a lot of you brothers and sisters that follow me access. Like Sister Nama, she doesn't have Facebook or Twitter, so the only way she can go onto my live StreamYards when they're going live is through YouTube. So that's why I do that. But that's, I covered that. We're done with that. We're going to move on. Okay? We're going to move on. We have to recognize what's real because there's a lot of real fake. And we have to protect ourselves spiritually because this is all that segment that I just covered, okay, that you just heard, that's spiritual warfare. When somebody asks you what spiritual warfare is, there it goes. Right there. You can't get any grimier than when you're coming for the babies, when you're coming for the little children, the ones that rely on us. And, and shout out to all the people that have kids, but I'm telling you straight up, I'm glad that, my daughter's already older. You know what I mean? And she's a woman now. She's going to be 20 years old and, she's doing her thing. Because if I had small kids, man, it's stressful, man. But shout outs to all you brothers and sisters that do have small children and raising your kids righteously. Because it's not easy in these days because it's, put it like this, it's hard to just be a parent, period. Even if none of this stuff was going on, it's hard just to be a parent, all right? It really is. Raising kids is not an easy thing, man. It is a full-time job, and it's a job that, unfortunately, in this corporation called the United Serpents of America, it's a job that comes with a lot of stress because we worry about our children. And if you're a parent that's not worried about your child, then there's something wrong with you spiritually. But it's very, very hard because this spiritual warfare doesn't take a break. The spiritual warfare is 24/7. You are experiencing it while you are awake and while you are asleep, because they're attacking us in both realms. They're attacking us in this physical third dimensional realm, and they're attacking us in the spiritual realm while we're sleeping. It's always going on 24/7. And because these dark forces that follow Satan, they know that their time is nigh. They're bringing it, man. They're bringing it. They're unleashing. They're releasing all of it all at once. And that's why presently, since March in this country, since March of 2020, there hasn't been a dull moment. And if you notice, because we are in the beginning days of Revelations, we've seen a lot of death as Revelations, as the Most High told us in Revelations that there will be in the time, you know? And these end times are just, let's make this very clear. The end times are not the end of our time. The end times is the end of this time, the end of this zeitgeist, the end of this third dimensional realm that we are currently experiencing. That's what the end times, because we're going to go into a new paradigm. And many of us that have been raising our level of frequency are already going into that new paradigm. And that's one of the only reasons why we are still protected amongst this propaganda and treachery that's been going on since March of 2020. So with that being said, let's take a brief instrumission, play some music. I'll come back and we're going to talk about the economy here. And I'm going to play a segment that is going to give some description to that, because things are getting real, people, you know. And the fact that Biden is seeking $33 billion to give aid to Ukraine, while many of us can't even afford to gas up our cars on a weekly basis, our president is focusing his attention on giving $33 billion. And keep in mind the number 33, okay? That's their number. That's what these demons do, okay? And these containers, they're being held, people, there's no reason for it. It's all being done on purpose, okay? They're holding our surplus. They're holding the commerce up so that it can cripple our economy. That's the only reason it's being done. All right. So let's get into this, some music, and I'll be right back. You tuned into the Network of Awareness.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Nothing like stage screen radio, TV, radio, baby.
to the network of awareness.
How you doing?
that you brothers and sisters got your unscience appliance blood pumping right now with these instrumentals. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters on the West Coast, in the West, driving to work right now. I hope y'all bopping your head. All praise to the Most High.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
of freedom. And all who know the 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
Shout outs to all the kings and queens, you spiritual warriors. Keep yourself upright.
How you doing?
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Let's go! Yeah, we're bringing out all the bangers today.
tuned in to the network of awareness.
Shout outs to all the Hebrews on the island of Borican, better known as Puerto Rico. Shout outs to all my Puerto Ricans out in Puerto Rico. Shout outs to my family. You know who you are. Cause you know what they say. Once you go reeking, you can't stop freaking.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
positive people. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, giving you in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, with messages of inspiration, with keen insights, reputable interviews, and much more. So now, without further ado, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
So we are back. Let me take off this reverb. I always forget to do that, brothers and sisters. There we go. Okay, so let's continue, and we're going to finish off this morning episode, which, by the way, just as a reminder, this is my last morning episode. Moving forward, in the month of May, we're going back to 5 days a week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will do live shows, but sometimes the shows will be pre-recorded depending on what I got going on, because what I'm going to be doing is when I go live on Roku, there will be live broadcasts that I do on Roku. So if you become a subscriber, I'm going to be doing live shows. And my live shows on Roku will be lengthy shows where I'll be covering, information like I do here. It's just going to be way more in depth, and it's not going to be censored, and it's not going to be, a little bit curtailed to fitting the criteria here on Spreaker. I like Spreaker. I'm going to stick with Spreaker. I'm going to keep the podcast going. Brother Take One is still going to do Righteous Rap Academy, and Brother Oxycod is still going to do the Lion's Den, which he might change that name, but he's still going to do it. And still going to have Billy doing Imperial U Life, and I'm still going to do Passion Pursues Purpose. But what I love about Roku and about what I'm doing eventually, what I'll be doing on Apple TV, on Fire Stick, and on Android and iOS, is that I'm not going to be censored anymore. And I'm not going to have to worry about being flagged or suspended on these different networks, or having my information algorithms, having my algorithms go to certain places around the world, because Australia, let me tell you something, man, they've really been blocking a brother hard, hard. And United Kingdom too, because United Kingdom used to be a big supporter of mine, and so did Russia. But it seems like all these places around the world where I used to get a bunch of downloads, it just disappeared. That's why my downloads are not as high as they used to be, is because all the countries that were following me hard are not following me that hard anymore for whatever reasons. So the only people that are really rocking with me hard, there are countries, but it's very small percentage, like places like Germany and all that, like where Brother Kent is. He's probably one of the only people following me in Germany. And that's just because of what's going on with my network, with the algorithms. But the good thing is that you brothers and sisters here in the United States and in Canada, y'all going in. So thank you very much. So just keep that in mind. This is our last show for the morning. Let's continue, and we're going to finish it up by presenting the current status of our economy, which is shrinking. Our economic status in the world is slowly but surely diminishing.
Tonight, further evidence of the economic paradox Americans are living.
Riverside. All right. You know how they got to throw that commercial in. We'll be right back.
Strong consumer demand is sending prices skyrocketing for everything from groceries to gas to cars to travel.
So peep how they said everything is being affected here in the United States. From gas prices to real estate to food to recreation to entertainment to every damn freaking product you could possibly think of. Damn, I won't be surprised if restaurants are going to start charging you for napkins.
Unemployment is at 50-year lows with plenty of jobs available. Still, the economy actually shrank 1.4% in the first 3 months of the year. The president insists the January Omicron surge played a big role.
What you're seeing is enormous growth in the country that was affected by everything from COVID and the COVID blockages that occurred along the way.
Analysts say the economy unexpectedly contracted.
All on purpose. Can you say Agenda 21? Agenda 21. It ain't no fun.
Because the government cut back on pandemic-related spending and the U.S. imported more goods than it exported. America buying more than it sells overseas. Meanwhile, the war in Ukraine and China's new COVID lockdowns are worsening the global supply chain crisis. In South Carolina, Nephron Pharmaceuticals is now building its own production plants since it can't get enough supplies from overseas. It also has hundreds of job openings, but must offer high wages and very flexible hours to attract workers.
Come whenever you want. Stay as long as you can or as short as you can, and we try to pay even at the end of the shift.
The fear tonight, with higher prices, higher housing costs, higher wages, and the Fed poised to raise rates again, the country could be pushed into a recession.
You've got workers.
People, just to let y'all know, we already are in a recession. You can't notice it. Now, I'm not telling you to be living in fear because the money is scarce, because at the end of the day, money is the root of all evil. But understand that as long as you have a mind, you have a sound spiritual mind, you can do anything. You understand? The Most High's got your back. Where there's a will, there is a way.
Workers that finally got out of the cold and into the warmth of rising wages, and now they're getting burned by inflation, having to take on an extra job to make ends meet.
So, Tom, given today's economic news, does that change expectations that the Fed will raise interest rates next week?
Now, analysts generally still believe the Fed will raise rates by 0.5 point next week and continue raising rates this year because it needs to get inflation under control. But higher rates mean new loans, mortgages, and rents and credit cards will get more expensive as well, Lester.
And then meanwhile, Tom, Apple and Amazon both reported earnings after the bell today. What do those reports tell us about where the economy is?
Apple had good numbers out, but said that supply chain issues from China may persist through the year. Amazon reported slowing sales as Americans start to get back to their pre-pandemic shopping habits.
A lot to cover tonight in the economy. Tom, thank you. In 60 seconds.
There you have it, people. You know, our economy is heavily being affected, and it's little by little. It's in small increments. So just keep that in mind. Because at the end of the day, people, this is all part of a major agenda. And that agenda is to literally bring in this one world order beast system. And they want to have everybody on lockdown. But you and I well know that it's not going to be everybody, because the 1/3 of the world's population will be protected from this insane treachery that we have going on here. But those that are deaf, dumb, and blind, it's not looking good for y'all people. That's why it's time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up. There's no such thing as a conspiracy theory. Never has been. Okay, people? So stop saying conspiracy theory. There is no such thing. There's the truth, and the truth is absolute. So with that being said, I can't wait. I'm going to put out a promo. Me and Letta are going to do a show tonight called Are You Faithing It or Are You Faking It? So definitely tune in tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and my lady are going to do it up tonight big for Faith Over Fear Fridays. So as usual, brothers and sisters, you know how we do. You know, here at the Network of Awareness, you know, we expose this legacy of lies so that you, the listener, can better understand the truth. Download the show on any streaming app that you like: Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Bullhorn, Amazon, Pandora, GeoSavan, Podchaser, Pod Addict. I mean, the list goes on and on. But you know where you really should download the show from? Network of Awareness So with that being said, brothers and sisters, don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel, find your way through the darkness. And when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. All praise to Yah. All praise to the Most High, baby. Faith over fear Fridays. Baraka.